There we are. And let me just shoot that off. And of course, the studio is doing the thing that it does with all this energy. My word. And it is. There we are. And we're off. Okay. It is sending, ascending, and making its mark. Okay. Greetings. Well, I am here. It is 7:30. This is Reverend Sharon. Oh, now it's 7:31. All those who would show up shall do so if it is possible for them to do so. Because with today's weather, there has been an enormous amount of energy spouts everywhere. Um, should I unsoften the voice or turn up the volume? There we go. And turning up the volume. Very good. Okay. And this is how we get started. Boom. Good evening. This is a day of miracles, so to speak. The vibrations of the energy of the 22nd day of February in 2017, if we want to crunch the numbers there, we find ourselves with, oh my goodness, 2, 4, 6, 8, the 17 together, another 8. You got 16, and then you've got 7. However, one of the things that, well, it depends on which philosophy or school of thought you follow. You don't add the 2's. When you reach 22, you say Hosanna, because it is basically the number of the most highest. I know I'm grammatically incorrect this evening. It's the number of an extremely high frequency. 22, 11, 22. Some say 33, and some say 77. So, with that in mind, it's a good thing no one can see me. I'm drinking tea. With that in mind, we regulate the frequencies, the vibration of the frequencies of the energies, so that they are not interfering with where our energy should go. So, how we're going to start out this evening, and this can be considered as just another class on configuring the numbers, it's okay, and how We view the numbers as they are calculated for other levels of energy. Say, for instance, the angelic realm, the vortex that we're in right now. Oh, yes, the vortex, which is having an effect on the holographic energies that we are experiencing right now. So, many levels, all it takes is observing and calculating. Be what, when it's going to be, and we take it from there. We don't inflict any energies upon changing the vibrations that we're receiving. I will sound more comprehensible in just a moment because I realize that calculating and crunching the numbers to determine the frequencies of energies as they're coming in, it's an old science, but it's a new science. In the meantime, for those who may join at some point or not, I'm going to do a short meditation, appealing to the angel of the day, who is Raphael, and the archangel Raphael, who is considered to be of the level on the hierarchy of the sun. No, he's not considered a god. Well, I suppose it would depend on who you're talking to, but the influence of his energies are supposed to be available readily to those who gaze into the sun, and that's a good thing. Okay, we start with the invocation of the angels, blessing each and every individual that may join us or will see this in archives or may think about it. Oh, I should have turned in. Okay, that's fine. Whether or not they're even aware that this particular information is going on right now, that's fine. It's more than fine. What I am doing, with the assistance of those who are willing to do so also, is extending the energies that come through the archangels of light that surround us continually. Taking a deep breath, holding it in for the count of 10, releasing through parted lips. I will proceed with reciting the invocation of the angels: Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael. It is said that they surround us, and if you go into scripture, Christian or Hebrew or Aramaic, they are on call for as long as we need them. We have simply to call. And then the feminine aspect of divine love, the Shekinah, dwells above our crown chakra, over the 12-pointed star. This invocation, I take a great honor in reciting this in Aramaic as it was pronounced and perceived by the Master Yeshua. Bishem Adonai, Mimini Mikael, Umisamori Gabriel, Umilifanai Uriel, Ume Afarai Raphael, Baal Roshi Shekinah. And in the wake of this energy, as it expands from the heart of the source to all creation, my intention of reciting and calling upon these angels is to secure protection, guidance, and blessings for any and everyone who may accept this energy. It's always your, well, it's your determination. You can accept or not. It's up to you. But it is my intention that the energy be extended so that anyone that listens or comes in through archives, anyone, anywhere, everywhere within this matrix of this planet, be blessed with its energy always. And breathe. We breathe through the nostrils, holding for the count of 7 now, releasing through parted lips. If you're in a place where you can close your eyelids, directing your eyes above to the portal that exists between your eyebrows. And if you question my information on whether or not it exists, the existence of the third eye chakra, check out the diagrams that are used by acupuncturists. These diagrams, these drawings, reflect the different portals of light that are with the light body. And you'll see lines which are called meridians, and you'll also see little points surrounding circles, and that's portals. We have over 200 portals of light. Our light beings, our awareness of the light within, is something that we have still kept in our memory banks. The time to remember. Now is the time to remember. And that's what brings us to uh, the numbers. Whatever number you may be, and that number you would acquire from calculating the month and the day, and that would give you an instant personal number, one that would can be used to determine the levels of vibrations of energies that are coming into you for a 3-month time period. For instance, February is in the middle. January, February, March of the first triune of the timeline of this year. What you would do is, depending on which day you're focusing on, calculate the numbers into a single digit and apply it towards the number of the day and or the month that you're in. And it will give you a prospectus of a timeline probability that may take place within that time frame. Keeping in mind that timelines and time itself is not what we have been taught to believe that it is. Time is not linear. It is not circular. Now that would mean that it follows a particular line. A circle is still a line. Time, as Einstein discovered and did research, uh, it has pockets. It extends and retracts like a rubber band. What a lot of people consider to be deja vu is actually a crossing of the timelines. Some people have met their quantum uh, time signature individual. In other words, their own personality in a separate timeline. I know of at least two people who have. It's nothing to be concerned about. It's not something to make into an anxiety. It is the true reality, which is a good thing because the truth will definitely set you free. Okay, so we're going to take another deep breath. We have focused our energy on the portal between the eyebrows. And in allowing that energy to express itself, to reach out, you have been given an invocation of protection. The four archangels of light are surrounding you, and the internal Shekinah is above you. So working with your third eye right now should not be a problem. Experiencing time travel is as easy as blinking your eyes. Yes, I may be talking from a bit of experience, which I won't go into right now. What is more relevant is that as you breathe, taking in a deep breath, releasing through parted lips, and then another deep breath. What you are doing is you are aligning yourself with your own timeline. The work that you came here to do is basically for you to decipher, discern, and if necessary or required, to change your mind, change your contract. It's all good. It can be done. Just breathe. And breathing again. Remember, whatever number related yourself to be with the first, well, with the month and with the day. Remember, even this is something that can be managed, can be navigated, depending on your intention. And so you breathe, breathing deeply, allowing your breath to resonate throughout your body, placing your hands palms upward and breathe. In this breath, this energy that resonates throughout your being, Source is with you. This breath is a benefit, a blessing of Source, as you are a spiritual being having a most exceptional experience. In the human time frame, in the human physical frame, you are an immortal experiencing a great and sometimes exemplary challenge or adventure. And breathe. No, we're not cutting cords this evening. What we're doing is we are within the protection of our own spirit guides and guardian angels, attempting to remember a deeper source of the vibration of energies that's available to us by counting the numbers of today. To not feel the energy of the numbers that has come through today's vortex. Well, this vortex will continue to pulsate until the middle of March. It is no coincidence. 2, 22, 2017. If we keep to just the twos, which we should, as they are celestial, we come up with an 8. This day of energy, the 8 that has come through, a source of unfurling the energy of the vortex. This has been a day which some of you have felt surges of energy, and that's putting it mildly. But that's okay. In the concept of feeling and embracing the energy that is with us right now, cresting like the waves of the ocean, take a deep breath, holding it, and remember to gather that breath in through the abdomen, bringing it up, allowing it to hover just at the point of exaltation at the heart, and releasing it through parted lips. In today's vibration of energy, that 8 should have allowed you to take charge, given you opportunities to pull in so much light. Yes, in South Florida, at least, it rained most of the day. That does not count towards your taking charge, because in the scheme of things, the series of numbers of today, being of a celestial order, allowed for an additional resource of angelic energy to come through for you. You may have found yourself in a particular situation, or you may have found yourself in dealing with a relationship or a job where suddenly inspiration comes through to you, or an opportunity has come through for you, and you, following the archangel of the sun, Raphael, following the celestial numbers, the 22, you took charge of that moment. You stood firm and held your ground. Whether it was finances or emotions, you were able to put the world in perspective, even though it may have been a small globe. You took charge of your opportunity. There was a golden ring for you today. And if you did not see it, not to worry. The opportunities for this type of energy will continue, because the vortex that we're going through now in this beginning of the year is not riding solo. There will be more of these as we continue throughout this year. The increase of the vortex, like the waves and the tides, will continue to flow and crest, because it is the vibration of the shifting of the multiverse. And breathe. Now is the time, with this opportunity that you have, and taking this deep breath, holding this breath, releasing it through parted lips, your intention at this moment in time, being focused on your personal number, allows you an even greater opportunity. Take the 22, the celestial number, as your own. Work with it. Yes, it's evening time. Actually, in some theory, tomorrow has already begun. But that's only if you're looking at it from the physical viewpoint, from the holographic images that we have become so comfortable with. View it from the spiritual. The energy is there for you to use. The energy through this vortex was created for you as a stepping stone upward in the activation of your ascension. And breathe, taking in another deep breath, holding it for the count of 7, releasing through parted lips. Show those who care for you and you who care for them how much you value their presence in your life. This is also a resonance of the 22, the celestial number. As you continue to breathe, remembering to gather the light force from the abdomen, bringing it up, allowing it to resonate upwards towards the portal between your eyebrows, upwards, past the crown chakra, past the fontanelle. As it is above, so it is below. Breathe. And as you continue to breathe, you may see, you may visualize, it is your choice, golden light emanating from each point of the 12-pointed star. Allow this light to extend its emanations about you. It's part of your auric field, your aura. And breathe. You can protect yourself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by simply meditating on the auric field and breathe. Taking in another deep breath, holding it for the count of 7. Releasing through parted lips. Allowing the radiance of the energy in this vortex that we're feeling right at this moment in time, allowing that to extend, to envelop you, to increase your sensibility to the energy that surrounds you. And breathe. Claiming this energy, claiming the essence of the celestial number of 22. Acknowledge the Archangel Raphael. Some of you are more familiar with him than others. To some of you, Raphael stands for healing, and he does an excellent job, an exemplary job. All you have to do is call, and He is there, always there, waiting to be of service. There are those who say that Raphael is both male and female. Well, angels are not gender oriented, so that makes no difference. The illumination of the energy that comes from Source is what enforces the angel beings, the emissaries of the divine. And breathe. So, however your day has been today, taking in another deep breath, releasing through parted lips, knowing that you have an opportunity to take, not necessarily aggressively, but you do have an opportunity to stand firm on that which is right, making your intention clear and bringing forth change, not just in your life, but in the life of those who share this continuum with you. And when we say share, we speak of something that is marvelous. This energy that's flowing through you right now, you can share it for the purpose of healing with anyone who may be in dire need or just in need of uplifting their spirits, of claiming their essence, of remembering who they are as immortal beings. If they are in pain, now is a good time to share this light because it will assist them in releasing that pain. If you are in pain, direct the palms of your hands in any area where you may feel stress, emotional or physical. At this point in time, there may be a very deep warmth coming from the palms of your hands. It is life source. It is a part of your gifts. And be one with divine source. And breathe. Breathing deeply. When it is your heart's desire, you may open your eyes, or you may continue to feel the pulsation of the energies that are whirling and flowing through this timeline even now. Take a deep breath and release. And back to the numbers. The 22, 22, which makes a marvelous 8. Your finances may have been a challenge up to this point, but the significance of the 2222 assists you in your finances. Call upon that energy. This vortex is very useful for that energy. Whenever you take upon spiritual work, that's very strongly. And I, not being perfect, am known prone to forget, taking in an invocation, claiming it to be your own. You can make up an affirmation. I am fearless and letting money go out, knowing that higher power is my source and my immediate supply. There are those who follow this affirmation to the count of 9 while breathing deeply. Now, this follows the Archangel Barakael. And whoa, good evening, sir. Thank you for joining the party. We have just finished a brief. Hello, Roxanne. Sorry, Roxy. We just finished a brief meditation, but I have a feeling that some of us are still in that stage of meditating, which is good. That's very good. However, to continue with the numbers of today, okay. Continuing with the numbers of today, the 2222, which, by the way, I have made mention of the fact that in the islands, today is my birthday. Ah, that's fine. Yesterday was my birthday, American style. That's fine also. I'm not mentioning it for applause. I'm mentioning it because the sequence of numbers, even the fact that it's February and the first date, whether it's the 21st, the 20th, or the 22nd, holds a special vibration. Each number holds a vibration. Everything holds a vibration. A grain of sand, a pebble, a plant. Well, we know, I think from most of the research that's come through, that plants, flowers, trees, everything that grows has a frequency of vibration. We don't have to acknowledge that. However, in acknowledging it, we work with the flow of that energy. It's almost like the timing, as proclaimed by Einstein, when he said that, well, he did make the comment that time is elastic and not linear. It contracts and expands. It can go into circles and then uncircle itself. What this has to do with numbers is that if we follow the sequence of the numbers, we come up with a formula. Some may call this formula sacred geometry. Marvelous concept, sacred geometry. And as humans, we have the tendency to break down everything into a formula. How else can we get it to work? Well, at least that's our opinion. But spirit, the true essence, the exact essence of the frequency of vibrations, does not require formula to work. What it does require is intention. And this, again, is where numbers come in. And plotting sacred geometry formulas or the resonance of same numbers come in very handily. And no, I am I am still with you. That particular meditation did take me a bit far out, and I am hovering, but I'm still with you. Back to the numbers game. So the 2222. Today, I'm sure you felt it. There was an opening of a door in the vortex of energy that is currently pulsating through this timeline. We can contribute that to the 8 that's formed from the 2222 calculation. Remember, the 8 represents infinity. The celestial input of energy that came through on that infinite frequency today kept the clouds in a formation where we had liquid sunshine for most of the day. All good. We need as much liquid sunshine as we possibly can have, even though this is a hologram. Okay, so in going further with this information for today, and I have absolutely no idea what is going on with my throat right now, except that perhaps I need to breathe a little better. I might give you a bit of information. I had an experience today which could or would be classified by some as a moment of time travel. Mm, brief. Those who are working with the shifting of energies experienced something along those lines today. Uh, those who are not aware or may not recognize, perhaps their memory bank hasn't really kicked in to remembering some of the gifts that we have. They may have noticed where time seemed like it was standing still or not, where something in mind, say a past memory, suddenly came forward and flooded your senses. Mm. You were someplace where you were supposed to be almost an hour earlier than you were supposed to be there, or maybe you completely forgot that you were supposed to be at that particular appointment. That happens also when there is this type of a fluxation in the energies, the frequencies. And remember that we're all created from frequencies. The frequencies of the energies today were amazing, beyond exemplary, simply just worthy of observation. Why the numbers? Why numerology? That's a science of its own, and Pythagoras did well to try and interpret it for us. But observing the numbers, observing the schematics, one can determine, and almost on the style of biorhythm, uh, what sensation, what emotion, what turn of events will take place next. And I'm not talking about giving readings, which is something that each of us can do. And normally that's what I have going on Wednesday evenings. However, Sometimes, if you will forgive me, sometimes I like to bring to the forefront the techniques, the techniques that enable you to use certain modalities to determine your own future, fortune, or what's coming around the bend. You receive this awareness not because you're enlisted in seeking that out. And yes, I have at least a dozen readers that are friends that are probably saying, oh God, she's at it again. However, meditation will assist you always. It is something that will allow you to recall who you really are. If you continue to meditate daily, at least once a day, the abilities, the gifts, the talents of being able to read or give readings or simply discern, walk on water if that's what you desire to do. All of this is a byproduct of the meditation. It should not be the goal when one sits into meditation because it is a byproduct of aligning yourself with the sovereign. Ah, okay. I know I'll get phone calls tomorrow, but that's okay. I'll probably even get a few emails and texts tomorrow um, reminding me whose side I'm on. Ahem. Well, mm, is there a fire extinguisher in the house? Okay. Um, Back to the numbers. Pythagoras studied the Kabbalah, who also, well, this particular modality or mythology. No, it's not a mythology. But this particular system, the Kabbalah, this mystical system of realigning oneself with the true self, with the source of all source, the immortal source within ourselves. This is something that came to him, and I understand from research, he took time to sit in the garden or to get away from the crowds, the marketplace, and to study the significance of the numbers. Frequencies. If you're familiar with, well, if you play the radio, for instance, and you're trying to get a particular radio station, something that you just blend with, notice the numbers on the dial. Well, I'm assuming, even though I haven't looked at a radio in a while, that there's still numbers on the dial. Those are numbers of frequency. And as you dial, you're pulling in on the strength of the frequency. Your receiver is receiving that frequency and doing so by the numbers. You are a receiver. And meditation is a means for you to tune in, to fine tune and receive that source information. That is what will give you, if it's your heart's desire to be able to be a fakir or someone who can sleep on nails, and all of that demonstration is simply to prove that you can do these things, but they are results of being able to sit in meditation, stilling your mind, sitting in the silence. That should be your ultimate goal until you reach the point where meditation is no longer necessary. It's a tool. The numbers are a tool. To my friends who give readings, what you use to bring yourself to that point where the information flows, you use tools. However, the time is coming rapidly, more for some than others, when the tools will no longer be necessary. You'll be someplace and realize that you know exactly what's going to take place. You know verbatim, and you won't have a single tool that you've referred to. No incense, no oils, none of the above, because you are the tool, you are the bone, the hollow bone, as they say in indigenous American. Well, the indigenous shaman are familiar with the concept, the hollow bone, the most prized possession of someone who assists in the healing process, because it represents the vessel that we carry about. This vessel is enough of a tool for us to be able to wait 4 days before we reach a friend who may be dying, with the knowledge that our own alignment will assist us in bringing that friend back to life. No tool was used if one follows the uh, story of Lazarus and the master, who, in finding out that one of his dearest friends was leaving this plane, took an extra 4 days to reach him, because he knew the power of the inside of who he is. He still is. He was aware, and through the intention of his awareness, he reached his point of destination and simply called out. And there the deal was done. And so, with the numbers, still we have numbers here. It took 4 days. 22, 22 today. 4. Well, 8. You divide them. Remember the infinity of the 8. And how does this align with the story of the Master and Lazarus? Not only will you be able to do what I do, but even greater things than this will you be able to do. Again, it is up to you. Whatever tool you decide to use, a glass of dirty water, that's good. You can, if you have aligned yourself, you believe in what you're doing, your intentions are the intentions of healing. The master took soil, spat into it, made it into mud. This is what they tell us. And brought sight into the eyes of others. Those who Those of us whose attention is drawn to assisting in the healing process, and that is something that I resonate with. That is, some days I feel that is the only reason I draw breath. We are being through this particular vortex. And today, specifically today, was a day where we may have noticed those clips in time. This is something that we shall remember as we continue to meditate. And to my sisters and brothers who give readings, I love you guys so much. Uh, I know I'll be hearing from some folks tomorrow. That's why I keep saying that. I love you. Um, but it is the truth. Whether it's tarot cards, whether it's runes, Celtic. I have a couple of sets of those myself. Doesn't matter. The nails from your shoes will work as well. The objective, the goal, is that you have the intention to assist and you calm yourself from the heart, allowing the highest intention of your light to shine forth. And whatever it takes to calm yourself, to put yourself in that means or in that particular state of consciousness, whereas the information and the energy in the highest frequencies flows through you like a river. That's what this is all about. That's what the numbers are all about. The numerology, make no mistake, I use it as a scientific tool because sometimes I try to blend science, things that are seen with things that are not seen. And so numerology works well for me. I've had other things work just as well, but I like the continuity of the numbers. Bottom line, when you go to, say, if you're going to move into a place, and I have it on good authority by a very dear medium friend of mine who is a medium, it's always good to calculate the numbers of the place where you're going to live if you're moving, or where you're going to work if you're changing jobs. Not to decline moving in that place or working in that place, but simply to figure out the frequencies of the energy that you're going to need to put out. Your own personal frequency, energy frequency. If you work with yourself through meditation, will always keep you aligned with your auric field. That's your personal force shield, or yeah, keeps out. Well, if you handle it right, it keeps out the boogeyman. No, you didn't hear me say that. If you keep your, let me rephrase that. If you keep a positive frame of mind, keep your own personal frequencies at the highest possible level. No one can send energy into your auric field without you knowing it. You will feel it. It'll be like somebody shoving you. And if you feel that, that's the moment to reinforce your mindset. And one of the chisels that can be used to break into your auric field: depression, anxiety, envy, jealousy, regret, unforgiveness. Oh my God, that's the worst. any of the above, and just being cranky can do it. There's always a reason why you're cranky. And so if you trace it back, you'll see that one of those emotions are a part of the crankiness. Get rid of it. Otherwise, you leave your auric field open. You leave the gates of your house open so that any energy, regardless of whether it's from this dimension or any other, will make a nosedive for it because they see an open gate. Keeping these emotions away from your persona takes meditation once a day. It doesn't have to be 20, 30 minutes. Start out 5 minutes at a time, recognizing your true self. If you need to use the tools, get them. Oils, incense, whatever. Put them in place. Allow yourself to confirm the affirmations of the I am. I am fearless. I am magnificent. And on and on. I won't give all of mine because they. I don't think you guys are ready for that yet. However, this is all a part of recognizing the frequencies that can come in, that are coming in, and can be correlated, calculated through the numbers. Amusingly enough, this vortex of energy ends, they say, on March 8th, 8 being infinity. It is serving its purpose, however. Lots of work, spiritual work is going on. Recognize your own spirituality. And here I'm about to do it to myself again. If you feel that you really do need to get a reading, get it and then wait 3 months before you get another one, at least. Because the frequencies of the energy, according to the numbers, travels in threes. You are an infinite being created by electrical frequencies, if you want to calculate the formula. And so if you get a reading every other day or every week, you are confusing and changing your timeline. So don't go and get a reading today and then come in next week and get another one. And then the third week complain that the first reader didn't know what they were talking about because you have already changed your own timeline. Take responsibility for your own well-being. You like the reading that you got, leave it alone for a while. Let it simmer, so to speak. Allow it to come forth if that's what you have to do. You can't trust yourself with your own gut feelings and intuition. Oh boy, I can hear it. Okay, that's all right. Most of my friends know that what I'm talking about. That okay. Uh, but seriously, if you get a reading, don't keep going back and forth. Oh, I'm going to get a better one. No, because you're changing your timeline. You may be making it worse. Leave it alone. Focus on the high points of it. Do meditation, which is listening to Source. Do prayer, which is talking to Source. Call upon your archangels, your guided guides, etc., etc., who are also were also created as emissaries of tools to assist. Bottom line, you do have the ability to take responsibility for your own well being and stop changing your timeline. Okay. And I have gone into uh, the 8:30 hour, and this is only for an hour this evening. And I am going to sign off with a meditation, closing your eyelids. If you're in a place where you can do that, and sit comfortably with your dominant hand, the palm of your dominant hand, lying against the lower abdomen, the less dominant hand upwards, palm upwards, and breathe. Remembering that even meditation is a tool, is something that should give you a sense of power. And so you breathe, taking in the breath through the nostrils, holding for the count of 10, and releasing through parted lips. And breathe. It has just come to me that the oxygenation of the brain is needed this evening. And in that case, we're going to take the dominant hand to start with. Thumb on the right nostril, index finger on the left nostril. Breathing in through the mouth for just this time, holding it for the count of 7. Releasing the right nostril, allowing the light, that breath, to come through. Inhale through the right nostril, closing off, holding for a count of 7. Releasing through the left nostril. Breathing in again through the left nostril, holding, closing off the access. Releasing after the count of 7, again through the right nostril. This is an exercise that will require you to breathe in through the right nostril, out through the left nostril, a count of 7 in 7 successive positions, uh, positions, counts, and begin in, holding the right nostril, out through the left nostril, 7 times, and release both nostrils, taking in a deep breath, holding for the count of 7, releasing through parted lips, and breathe. This oxygenates the left and right side of the brain. Again, in through the nostrils, take in a deep breath, gathering from the abdomen. This time, take the less dominant hand. Left nostril covered by the thumb on the left hand. Right nostril covered by the index finger. Taking in the breath through the left nostril first and holding for the count of 7. Releasing through the right nostril. And then repeat this for 7 times at the count of 7. And release, and then breathe. And this is the extent of massaging both the left and the right sides of the brain necessary to stimulate activity, necessary to bring us into a state of remembering our frequencies. And breathe. And as a parting resonance of sound, I will. It's my favorite. I can't help it. It's the chant I learned in the ashram. And I do it not enough, in my opinion. And I've been doing it so much, I think my throat is starting to rebel. However, Om Namah Shivaya, just one round. But before I go, tomorrow I'll be on the air from 11 to 11:30 on Blog Talk Radio. To call in, area code 646-478-5120. And of course, we will have a great time. Om Namah Shivaya. I learned that from Baba Muktananda Paramahansa back in 1979, and I still remember it. That's nice. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 And good evening. God bless. I hold you in the light. I wish you nothing but peace and happiness and healing throughout your life. May your life be as great as you are. I am, we are. Namaste and good night.